XRP has long been one of the most talked about cryptocurrencies, often sparking debates between enthusiasts and critics. For some, it's seen as the future of global finance, an essential piece of the puzzle that could disrupt traditional banking systems and bring liquidity to global markets at unprecedented speeds. For others, it's merely a speculative asset, caught in the crossfire of regulatory uncertainty and unable to truly deliver on its promises. But as we move into the latter part of 2025, there's one thing that's becoming increasingly clear. XRP isn't just an alternative cryptocurrency anymore. It's on the verge of becoming a cornerstone of the global financial system. The price of XRP has been hovering around $3, but the numbers alone don't tell the full story. XRP is not just a token that speculators trade in hopes of quick profits. It has grown far beyond that. XRP is now tied to the future of cross-border payments, and its role in transforming the way global financial systems operate is more important than ever. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has spent years working tirelessly behind the scenes to position XRP as a critical player in modernizing the financial industry. From banking institutions to payment providers, Ripple has worked to build partnerships that can integrate XRP into real-world use cases, giving it the utility that many other cryptocurrencies lack. One of the most exciting developments surrounding XRP is the upcoming launch of the first-ever XRP ETF. For those unfamiliar with the concept, an ETF, or exchange-traded fund, is a financial product that allows investors to buy shares that represent an underlying asset, in this case, XRP. The introduction of an XRP ETF marks a significant milestone for the cryptocurrency space. When Bitcoin ETFs launched in early 2024, it opened the floodgates for institutional money to flow into the crypto market. Now, XRP is poised to follow suit. This is no small feat. The fact that XRP is about to enter the world of traditional finance through an ETF speaks volumes about its growing legitimacy as an asset and a financial tool. But what's truly groundbreaking about this is the timing. We are at a crossroads in global economics, with central banks cutting interest rates and a global shift toward digitized assets. These events are coming together in a way that could set the stage for XRP to shine brighter than ever before. The Federal Reserve's rate cuts are expected to stimulate liquidity in the market, and what we've seen time and time again is that when liquidity enters the system, it often finds its way into risk assets like stocks and cryptocurrencies. XRP, being one of the most liquid and fast-moving digital assets, stands to benefit the most from this influx of capital. And with the XRP ETF launching just as the Fed begins its rate-cutting cycle, there's an almost perfect storm brewing, one that could catapult XRP into a new era of adoption and price discovery. Now, let's talk about why XRP is so much more than just a speculative token. The true potential of XRP lies in its ability to be the bridge for cross-border payments. Traditional banking systems are slow, outdated, and expensive. Whether it's sending money from the US to Europe or from Japan to South America, the current financial infrastructure takes days to process transactions and charges hefty fees along the way. XRP, however, is designed to change that. It enables transactions to settle in seconds, with minimal fees and no need for intermediary banks. RippleNet, the network built around XRP, already facilitates transactions between major financial institutions worldwide, allowing them to send and receive payments across borders almost instantaneously. It's this ability to act as a bridge between in different financial systems that has caught the attention of banks, remittance providers, and even central banks. Ripple has long been known for its work with cross-border payments, and its partnerships with companies like Santander, American Express, and SBI Holdings are proof of the growing demand for solutions like XRP. In fact, Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL service, which uses XRP as a bridge currency, is already being used to settle billions of dollars worth of transactions every month. The use of XRP in these real-world payment systems is what differentiates it from other cryptocurrencies that are mainly used for speculation or as a store of value. XRP is a utility token, not just a speculative asset, and its use case has already been proven in the real world. The more financial institutions adopt XRP for cross-border payments, the more valuable the network becomes. And as the world continues to move toward a more globalized, interconnected economy, the demand for fast, efficient, and low-cost payment solutions will only increase, further solidifying XRP's place in the future of finance. But XRP's potential doesn't end with cross-border payments. There's another key area where XRP is poised to play a major role: institutional adoption. One of the biggest hurdles for digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum has been regulatory uncertainty. While the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has cracked down on certain cryptocurrencies, XRP has managed to navigate this uncertainty with relative ease. After a lengthy legal battle, Ripple won a significant victory when the SEC ruled that XRP is not a security. This legal clarity has opened the door for institutional investors to consider XRP as a viable asset class. Major financial firms that were once hesitant to touch cryptocurrencies now see XRP as a safe bet, and many are eager to integrate it into their portfolios. The institutional adoption of XRP is a key driver of its future growth. In the past, we saw Bitcoin and Ethereum largely driven by retail investors and traders. But XRP's future looks different. It's becoming an asset that's tailored for large institutions, banks, hedge funds, family offices, who see the utility of XRP in enabling faster, cheaper, and more efficient global transactions. If the institutional money continues to pour in, XRP's price could skyrocket. And with the launch of the XRP ETF, it's likely that we'll see a new wave of institutional interest flooding into the asset. This brings us to another fascinating development: the DTCC patent. For those unfamiliar with the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, DTCC, it is one of the largest financial clearinghouses in the world, handling trillions of dollars in securities transactions every year. The DTCC recently filed a patent that specifically mentions XRP and XLM as compatible networks for tokenized liquidity. This is huge. The DTCC is responsible for the settlement of securities, derivatives, and other financial instruments, and the fact that they are looking to integrate XRP into this system signals a major shift in the way global financial markets operate. If XRP becomes a core part of the DTCC's operations, it would open up a world of opportunities for institutional adoption and global financial inclusion. We're not talking about a small niche market anymore. We're talking about a $4 quadrillion market, the total value of all global securities and derivatives. That's the size of the market that XRP could eventually tap into. To put that into perspective, the entire market cap of all cryptocurrencies combined is less than $2 trillion. If XRP can successfully position itself as the liquidity bridge for this massive market, its potential value is almost unimaginable. And we're already seeing the key to XRP's long-term success is its use case. While other cryptocurrencies struggle to find a clear use case beyond speculation, XRP is already embedded in real-world financial systems. It's not just about hype, it's about real adoption and utility. XRP's potential to revolutionize cross-border payments, institutional finance, and even the global securities market makes it one of the most exciting digital assets in existence today. And with the launch of the XRP ETF, regulatory clarity, and growing institutional interest, the stage is set for XRP to play a central role in the future of finance. In conclusion, XRP's journey is far from over. What began as a project to improve cross-border payments has now grown into something much more significant. With real-world utility, institutional adoption, and a growing ecosystem of financial products, XRP is set to become a foundational asset in the global financial system. As the world continues to embrace digital assets and blockchain technology, XRP will likely be at the forefront of that transformation, helping to shape the future of finance in ways we can only begin to imagine.